Facebook in any other name, what could it potentially be, Steve? It seems a little bit strange that, what are they having, an identity crisis that they don't want to be called Facebook anymore? But this story about them wanting to do some rebranding, I'm sure there's got nothing to do with the fact that, the name's not exactly had a good time recently, and maybe, the old big tobacco approach, just change the name and it'll all be right.
Wow, I think there could be something in that approach by them. Of course, we've seen Google do it when they created Alphabet to cover all their various enterprises. And I think this is Facebook doing that. And, it'll probably be called, I don't know, MetaBook or Metasocial or something like that for all their social stable.
I think that was the interesting part of this story, was this metaverse concept that the big Zuck was referring to. And I was reading into a little bit more and listening to a couple of podcasts talking about it, where the idea of creating a digital environment online, which they would obviously have all these apps that you could plug into, a professional social, a personal social, Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, and you're like living in this environment, and that potentially is what these tech giants are like sort of going towards. And if you mix in VR and AR and all that sort of thing in terms of experiences, I did hear it referred to potentially as like a Second Life type scenario, but I thought, well, maybe it's not quite that. And I don't know if I'd really want to be going into that sort of environment anyway, but it would seem that that's where things are going, because it's not, like you said, I don't think this is necessarily a Facebook specific thing. I mean, obviously the rebranding is like got a whole side thing about their image, etc., which is obviously amusing, that they think a name change will fix that. But the metaverse part of it is probably the more significant component of it.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. Look, from a branding perspective and the negative publicity they're currently getting, you would think that it solves that problem, because then Facebook isn't the key product anymore for the company. It's just a product. And then they can just say to the market, well, we just have a problem with a product, but we're fixing it. More broadly, as you've sort of underlined there, it's really part of more of, I think, of, expanding its investments and maintaining, I guess, general support, within the sort of, I guess, commodity commercial markets where, they assume the role of the dominant player in providing metaverse technologies, I guess.
Yeah, frightening when it's coming from the big Zuck anyway, considering where we've been. You wonder though. You would think that they still have a long way to go around their company culture to fix the underlying problems there. More AI, I don't think is going to fix what's broken.